I think it's pretty funny that if you're in Hollywood and you have a platform, you're expected to lean it in one direction when it comes to anything involving politics. It's been like that for a long time, but it's gotten particularly worse over the past year. And I expect the next, how many weeks do we have to the big day? Like 2 weeks. I expect things to heat up as we get closer. It's going to get worse. This is going to be a crazy 2 weeks. I'm telling you right now. And if any member of Hollywood decides they don't want to support, say, Biden's campaign, which Scott's right to say it, they decide they don't want to support it, they're going to get the mob after them. It's just like when I talked about Chris Pratt earlier, who didn't even say anything. He's endorsed nobody. They're going after him, calling him all kinds of ridiculous things. And that's going on with Ice Cube too. I'd like to point out, Ice Cube hasn't supported anybody either. What he's doing is trashing both sides. And I don't think he's wrong in a lot of the stuff he's saying about both sides, to be honest, because both of them promise everybody the world, and neither of them usually deliver. And he's pointing that all out. There's this Rolling Stone interview here where they grill him about Trump big time. And he points out, he says it plain as day in this long interview. Look, I don't support anybody. You know, I'm just trying to get a seat at the table because you got to talk to people in power. If you want to get things done, you got to talk to them. It's basically all he's saying. But that doesn't matter. It's actually not a bad interview. He stands his ground really good and doesn't relent. I like him a lot more after reading this article. I thought the interview that he gave was pretty good. But that's not the focus of this video. I want to show you more so some of the backlash he's getting and how he's handling it, because I think it's pretty funny. Particularly the responses he gives to D.L. Hughley, which was pretty funny. This guy's been attacking him relentlessly over the past week, saying stuff like this. Ice Cube retweets a video that compares Joe Biden to this man. They wrote a whole article on a retweet that he did. Do you see what's going on here with him? Oh, how dare Ice Cube step out of line and have independent thinking. You know what I'm saying? How dare you, sir? This is exactly what happened with Chris Pratt, and it's going to heat up because, look, we only have 2 weeks until the big day. I think it's about 2 weeks, right? It's coming up. So naturally, things are going to get really bad. But I like his response. So here's another one, an article by DL here. And it's Ice Cube isn't winning at chess. He's losing at poker. And he just responds with a middle finger emoji, which I thought was pretty funny. I thought that was hilarious. But my favorite tweet by far that he said is this one. I hope all these people with podcasts and radio shows telling the world I'm too unqualified and uneducated to talk about a document I created don't get asked to pull out their communication degrees to show you they are qualified and educated enough to speak to you over airways. It's entirely true. He's pointing out something that I talk about quite a bit. How you have a lot of these Hollywood celebrities and people on these shows telling you exactly how you're supposed to think, but most of these people never took any kind of education or anything. They never got an education in any of the things they're talking about. They're running around acting like you should listen to them when you really shouldn't. And in some ways, he's kind of doing the same thing, but the reason that I like what he's doing is he's thinking for himself. He's not going with the flow of what everybody else is. He's kind of giving mainstream the finger, which is kind of what, in some ways, he was always about before. So I like that a lot better. I just like that he's talking shit to all these people that are just dogpiling him, and he's not bending the knee. He's not backing down. He just keeps doubling down on his feelings on the things that he thinks matters to him, and I have a lot of respect for that. I think it's going to probably damage his career in Hollywood for sure. He didn't play ball now. You think all the people in power over in Hollywood and stuff are going to forget the things that Ice Cube is doing right now? Probably not. But I think at this point, Ice Cube probably has FU money. I don't think he really cares. Now, would he like to keep making more wealth? I'm sure, but I think the things that he believes in matter more to him at this point, which is a lot more than you can say for most people in Hollywood, that because most of them are complete sellouts. And a lot of people will point out maybe some tweets that he said a couple of years ago. And I think that that's fair, but it seems like things have changed for him dramatically. And I've got a lot more respect for him than some other people that I've seen in Hollywood lately. I think he's got some balls and he's showing them. He's been talking about it all week. But here's like this one tweet. Look at this person, Dr. Avis. Look at the salt in this tweet. Throwing out all these credentials. Where's your receipts? And he points out, hey, I worked on all kinds of bills. So, yeah. But either way, I like what he had to say there. I think it's funny. But he's been saying, like, great. He's, like, talking about how people have been telling him to stay in his lane. Look at this. A lot of energy being spent on telling me to stay in my lane. Zero energy spent on telling Biden Harris they need to do way more for black people to shore up the vote. Shaking my head. And he's not wrong. A lot of promises made to a lot of communities that never get fulfilled. It's just, oh, you need to vote, but they never do anything for anybody. I don't think that he's wrong. He's been slamming people for the entire week, and I don't think he's going to back down. And I got to say, I do respect it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope he keeps pouring salt on people. I find it hilarious. And I like that he's standing up and pretty much giving the mainstream establishments the finger, like he gave D.L. Hughley. I think that that's very, very good. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about Ice Cube? How do you feel about everything going on? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you would throw a like up, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.